Now we gotta do one other thing first. Make sure we got everything going. People can hear me. We're updated. There it goes. It did. There it goes. Yep. All right. Make sure I'm live. Live, yeah. We gotta be able to see ourselves, and we don't have anybody else doing this for us, so we gotta be able to see ourselves and like ourselves and other stuff like that. So, that being said, greetings once again. This is a Saturday evening here in the DFW area in Texas, the second largest state, country in America, United States of America. I'm your gracious host, Frederick 24/7, 365. All right, I'm beginning every video with a smile. So, what am I talking about? First, I'm enjoying this series with Dr. O'Shea Duke Jackson. I call him Dr. O'Shea because the guy went to be a doctor and he said he got his degree. Now, is he calling himself Dr. O'Shea? No, he's transitioned totally social media. He's making more money doing that than he probably ever would as a doctor. He's good at it. And he's building another person along right now who has that excellent video series. And she's putting herself out there, and that is KeKe Loves Nigeria. So, and the reason why this is relevant to me is I have this game plan in the next 10 to 15 years when I retire. I'm going to move to my wife's country of Ghana. I already have our place built there and everything set up and the jobs and the business and stuff here in America. And I'm going to retire there. My uncle and my play father, surrogate father, they have homes already there. They're still working over here and like it's time to retire. And a lot of people look at Africa as the mother continent, which more information is coming out and it's really going to hurt people because people are just so caught up on this planet. They don't even know what had happened in the Grand Canyon here in America. That people of African descent, which is pretty much most of the world, have been over here and controlled this land longer than people believe. And we're going to say it's, oh, Native Americans. Well, you are a native to America because you are from this country. You were here before it became America Vespucci's named country. So that being said, it's going to be interesting. We're going to let other people who are way more qualified than me talk about those subjects. Giving hi, greetings out. Anybody who's greeting me, I like and love if you leave a like. Take your time out to give the thumbs up. I appreciate it tremendously. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel because quicker as my wife gets here, more information coming out because then it will be the Frederick 24/7 and the Sarah 24/7 365 channel. And I think people will be way more interested that way. Thank you for following. Thank you for saying hi. Thank you for the greetings. I wish all of you peace, health, love, as I give gratitude always. Now we'll get into the subject. So I was talking to my wife. I got a video I just did. One, I am not in Africa right now. I was supposed to go back last November, December. My wife is going through immigrations. It is expensive to go anywhere in Africa from the United States of America. Let's just get that clear. Unless you got some kind of hookup, which I do not have, a minimum, if you're going to go there for a week, minimum, I would say $5,000. And I mean, that means you caught that plane flight on a deal and you going to the closest country and the cheapest hotels and cheapest food you really taking a risk. That means you don't have to get a visa. Maybe you took your time on your passport and I expedited everything. But I spend on average 7,000 to 10,000 American dollars every time I go there because I'm going there to see my wife and we're spending way more time. I like you. I'm in Indonesia. Man, Indonesia. I'll go there one day. Cowboys and the 49ers. Lord have mercy. Look at them Cowboys. Special hat, special hat, special hat. I like, and everybody who subscribed, I thank you. So, I was supposed to go there in November, December, did because my wife's going through it. immigration. And dude, if you spend, I had estimated 8,000 on that trip, $8,000 going on there. I would have probably been over there for 2 weeks. And if they had called my wife like a month later, it's like, oh, I told her she don't have to fly by herself. And we had this other trip, this road trip in America planned. I was like, man, but it's hard. This is difficult, but I'm an older, more mature man. I've controlled my ways, so I'm not a whoremonger anymore. I used to be a passport bro, but since back in the day, I was a passport whoremonger, passport hoe. Not that bad, but bad enough that I waited later in life to get married and find the right woman, which I had opportunities and some good ones. I've said in different stories. So that being said, let's focus on back what we're talking about. So KeKe LuvNigeria and O'Shea Duke Jackson have been talking about T3andMe, Mark Meets Africa, and other land scammers, or people who are being accused of land scammers. Remember, especially in America, they say you're not guilty until you're proven guilty by a court of law. But in the world, as always, you're guilty until you can prove yourself otherwise. That's how they push it. The only people who have a chance, they got to get lawyers, they got money, and all crazy stuff. So that being said, I was asking her about, has she been hearing about anything going on over there? What's been happening? And she was talking about what a lot of people, the scammers, are doing is, so if you look at my video series, the 2 times that I've been over there each time longer than the first time. I do a lot of videos showing the houses. Like I said, my uncle, he built a very beautiful house there. My surrogate father, who gave me away, who's my stand-in father for my wedding, he has a nice hotel. He has an Airbnb and other properties there, and I'm looking to go back there and stay with that. But you got to put gates around your house. If you build something, you need to gate it. You need to protect it. You need to make sure you have it protected accordingly. And the reason why is because it's the same thing here in America. I gave this thing where I was talking about over there in California. It's the 3rd largest state here, California. Look at my videos from LA last year. The homeless moved in on an RV property. I don't know if it was a park or he was selling RVs, but they moved in, and they moved in. I mean, it was like they all showed up, 100 showed up at one time, and they were having a hard time getting them to leave and stuff like that. And then it became an issue, and the guy was asking for help, and such and such. I think it's been resolved now. But just thinking about going there, they know you're a foreign investor. They know you're not there on boots on the ground day in, day out. You really have to trust somebody. You really have to trust the organization. You have to be vetted. These organizations has to be licensed, insured, monitored, because people scam every day, all day, and twice on Sundays. It is what it is. Sunday is the National Scamming Day of America. That's why people go to church. So it's ingrained in these people. Poor is a mentality. It is not a way of existence. It's a mentality of existence. It's a mindset. Being poor, being rich, being wealthy, being in trouble, all these things are mindsets. And you've seen so many great people have got out of them, but then so many people who've gave up their greatness staying in them because they want, to claim that. I just saw somebody at a place that I just went, and they had on their bikes broke and homeless. Yeah, you're broken. That's why you're homeless. And I advise you to stay away from those people. They just, man, if you give them money, throw it on the ground. Shit, do not let them touch you. It's bad enough being around you, they're vibrating, and I'm not being evil. I'm being real. It's a vibration. It's a mindset. And I don't care if you gave them $1 million, they will find a billion ways to get back to broken poor if they hold on to that mindset of broken poor, broken homeless. But that being said, people over in Africa, they're scamming for the properties. And I mean, it's a beautiful thing. You think about it. A lot of people over here who have children and stuff like that understand the tax system. They get back, I'm not going to say names, but some people get back $10,000. And you think this woman who has 5 kids, She gets about, $8,000 to $12,000 back every year on her taxes. We putting some people out there, but she has dreams and hopes too. And she's like, her youngest kid is 13, her oldest kid now is 21, and she has that dream. In 5 years, she's gonna tell that 13-year-old to get out, and she's gonna only be 45, and she's gonna like, I'm moving to Africa. Poor, broke, it's a mentality. You've been scamming a system that allows you to scam people because you ain't made that money. I made that money and put it into the system. But you've been scamming people, and your vibrations better be on check, because when you go looking, that energy's there. So I'm looking at Mark Meets Africa, and Oil Gray was on there, and I posed one of the question: what if Oil Gray is a lower level scammer and Mark was a higher level scammer? And he caught Oil Gray, and he's like, okay, I'm going to make him in the long run the fall guy of this scam. Now, hey man, Mark might be changing different things, might be changing image up some. He might be, scamming a lot of other people. But we won't know until these things are brought to a court system and a trial by jury, trial by judge, and peers and stuff, and then put the information forward. We don't know. We're all guesstimating, estimating, and analyzing it ourselves. So it's just an interesting series. I'm watching how KeKe is doing this. She is very raw with it. I know she says she's educated, but she's educated in her way. I'm waiting for Dr. O'Shea Duke Jackson to put out them masterpiece video, because he does. He's had DEMA, he's had SBK, he's had editors, and he does his stuff, and he puts out the information, and he'll put it out hard, and we watch the whole video. You know what I'm saying? So I'm really loving him. I was glad that I met him through understanding through Kevin Samuels, just like the Blizzard King, Dennis Sperling, Mediocre Tutorials and Review. Just, man, the different guys from that area who's just like put it together, and just, watching them continue, stay growing, stay moving forward. Who else? It's like one other person I miss in that game. But probably the lead attorney. The lead attorney's been sick, but man, when the lead attorney gets talking, or he does a series, I mean, it mesmerizes people. He knows how to keep people going. So it's very interesting, but I'm glad O'Shea is still keeping it real. I think O'Shea, he has the energy and the stuff to be a scammer himself, to do disagreeable stuff. I think he just does what most beings that understand it do. They just fight against it. They're like, I'm not going to really do that. I know I can do it. And he probably can. He has his own vices, but maybe that just ain't one of his vices. So we're going to see. I like being here on this planet. It's very interesting being with y'all, watching these things unfold and happen as I go through the stuff that I go through, to enjoy this place and to go through all the mysteries and stuff. But that's a very good series. It has something to do with me, because I don't want to get scammed, so I got to make sure my vibration's in order, and I got to set things up so when one day when I move there, the land is, I'm a dual citizen, land's in my name. Starting to overheat, and we're going to get the hell up out of here. It's starting to overheat because we're in the sun once again. We're going to go outside where it's cool. If you know what's in the bag, you know what's in the bag. Ooh, boy. Ready to go out here where it's cool. I went walking, I ate some stuff, so I wanted to kind of melt the fat away, you know what they say. So, might have been more cooler in there. All right, let's go back in here. Yep, it actually was. AC is on much better in here. So that being said, I'm gonna finish